call the meeting to order. And the first thing on the agenda, of course, is the minutes of the last meeting. And gentlemen, you've already received those and had a chance to review them, I hope. So is there any recommendations, any changes, or if not, we'll go ahead and take a motion to accept them as presented.
I didn't see anything, did you? Okay.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Motion carries. Here you go, Stan.
Thank you.
These were things registered, certified, and all that stuff. I didn't open them to the state commissioners.
That's fine.
I don't know that there's anything that has to pertain to today. I didn't know.
Let's see what we got now. Thank you. Okay, Tony.
Okay, next we have utilities that were paid into Lao on June 30th. The amount, $33,010.44. 33010.44.
That's consistent with what we've been running, isn't it, Tony? Yeah.
I'm wondering if some of that will go down with one chiller down, but
It just has to work a lot harder.
it's working double.
Yeah, true.
That was the second thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need a motion on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Second.
Motion is made second that we pay utilities. They already have been paid, but we approve them at $33,010.44.
Okay, next we have Elaine Shapley. Her claim for the month, that is $2,916.67. And of course, you know she's the consultant with her insurance. And that's $2,916.67.
Okay?
That sounds a little bit lower too.
That's the, divided by 12, that's what it comes out monthly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's just her bill, that's not claims or anything.
I make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion is made second to approve Elaine Shapley's claim of $2,916.67.
Okay. Next, we have weekly claims from Allied Insurance. And it looks like it is all medical. And that amount is $6,055.80. $6,055.80. That's the
Okay.
weekly Allied Insurance claims.
Good.
That's lower than some weeks I've seen.
Yeah, I'll take these anytime.
We'll take that every week.
Make that
Right,
motion.
right,
Second.
yeah. Motion's been made second that we approve the Allied claims of $6,055.58. Or I'm sorry, $6,055.82, right?
Yeah, 80.
80?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it right the third time.
It's okay. As long as it's right in the minutes, right?
As long as it's right in the minutes, right?
Okay. Next, we have Eastern Alliance, which is workers' comp. And that amount is total $4,839.84, $4,839.84. And if you want that broken down, the information is attached to this if you want to look at it as it goes by. $4,839.84.
I guess, Tony, just for information purposes for you all to know, the health insurance account, so what we have in checking is $100,146.69, and our reserve is $2,213,796.57. So we're still holding our own on that, still pretty strong.
Yeah. I'll probably be having Kathy take a little more out of there here in a bit, but we're okay right now, so.
Yeah, I'll need a motion on Eastern Alliance.
So moved.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that we pay the claim for Eastern Alliance of $4,839.84, and I think I got that one right, Tony.
You're a good man.
How do we
that was
handle those
recorded, me saying
on
that.
workman's comp? Does that need to be addressed from evaluating the situation, or how do we?
We had that evaluated. Doug was in here, what, was it a month or so ago?
I mean, like as per incident, do we evaluate the incident that brought the claim about? Or
We
how-
get that information. Yeah, it's looked at, we get it. I don't know if I know Shannon has been talking with Eastern Alliance, but we are aware of who is getting the workman's comp and so forth.
I mean, like say if it was a workplace accident or something like that, or
Yeah,
do we evaluate those?
well, I mean, I don't know what you mean by evaluation.
Well, there's a form that they have to fill in, right?
Yeah, there's two forms. There's an incident form, there's our form, and then there's also a form that Eastern Alliance maintains. And it's an injury report essentially, and we send all of that information to them. They create the claim, if you will, and then all documentation between us, the doctor, whoever the case may be, gets sent to them, and they're the ones that actually make a determination based off the doctor's recommendation.
Okay. I mean, do we do anything as far as like, say if there's an incident like drug testing or safety issues or?
We talked a little bit about that last week, but as of this moment, no.
Okay.
So, and I did actually question this claim. I called and talked to our representative yesterday because there was a little bit of mud with that one, but we can talk about that later if we need to. I don't want to disclose too much personal information from
Yeah.
the employees we have.
Okay, I just didn't know as a policy how we did that.
I think if there's an incident involving a CDL, I think that test with the CDL is automatic.
If it's highway, if it has the Department of Transportation requires a drug test, and the Sheriff's Department has a policy based on police rules and everything like that. But in terms of the county for I would say standard employee, we do not have a policy in place right now, no.
Okay.
Okay. Tony?
Okay, I just received this morning. So we'll go ahead and put it as a matter of record. It is the traveler's policy. It's for renewal of the covered bridge insurance, which I am assuming is liability if something happens to the bridge as far as damage and so forth. This is done every year, I believe, and I don't think that there was an increase that I know of. However, I did not print all 37 pages out for each of you to save some trees. You have it electronically. So I have the amount and what it is. If you want further, if you want to read all the insurance legalese, you're more than welcome to do that. But it was 37 pages each, so I didn't print it all off.
But right now, you want us to approve that claim.
And that, yes, the claim would be for $5,618. That's the premium. You don't really even need to sign anything. It's just a renewal. And it is through Travelers, $5,618 for the covered bridge.
Okay, I need a motion to approve that claim. Any questions, though, before?
So we're,
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. We approve the traveler's claim of $5,618 for the covered
And if
bridge.
you should look through that and have questions, just let Rex or I know, and we can contact Carla and get your questions answered if
wasn't that
you.
damaged by fire a few years ago, or vandalism, or what? Didn't we have?
There was some damage done a while back
To what?
To the
to the covered bridge. We had some vandalism, I think it was, or something.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I don't know if we had an insurance claim, I think, on that.
And then you, at some point before the end of July, you will have the covered bridge certification. The auditor of the state sends that. Haven't received that yet, but once you receive that, Rex has probably signed that before. Doug, of course, it's just the covered bridge certification to certify it with the state. So that'll be coming before the end of July. or it better. I'll be watching for it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I think you already gave the checking and the reserve on that, so I think that's all that I
So what you got?
have right now.
Okay, Brad. Brad and Paul,
Good morning.
good morning.
The first thing today, I'd like to introduce Jason Deucebaum, representing 4-H Fair. He comes every year. I just talk to you guys.
Hey, morning.
Morning. Asking you guys' blessing again to use the parking lot over at the county like we have the last couple of years where we unlock it at 4 o'clock and then we lock it at 2. So park cars there during the evening. And I just like to do it official and come in and ask and not just assume. So,
It's always worked pretty good in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, we've always worked good together on that, so, yeah, so gentlemen, any other questions for Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made, seconded to go ahead and approve the parking over using the highway garage for the 4-H fair. Yeah,
And one other question while I'm here, what would we have to do as a fair board to get the phone turned back on down there? They took, the IT guys come and got the phone because they said they needed another phone.
right.
And we're willing to buy the phone. But, and we're willing to pay, to have that line work down there. Because when the ladies moved down there for 2 weeks, the phone rings up here, but it don't ring down there. We're willing to pay the fee, whatever it would be.
I think when that was discontinued, when we went to the digital phone system, it became a security issue. And I think that was part of kind of clamping down on the security issue. It wasn't that we didn't want you to have a phone or didn't want to help you get a phone.
Right?
So I think it became an IT issue from that standpoint. So as far as having a phone that rings both here and down there, that's a good question. I don't know if we need to, you think we need to talk to Mike and see, or Bob?
Yeah, I was thinking that they thought it would be, they recommended that they get a separate line in.
Yeah, which you were willing to do, it's just then you don't have the line ring in both places, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah,
That's why we were just talking the other night at the fair board meeting, and I'll just ask them when they're all three set here, we're willing to pay whatever to have that.
yeah,
Because the county uses that building for meetings, and, it's nice, conference calls.
Yeah.
We're willing to pay whatever it is, it's just that,
I think probably, Jason, maybe, we got an IT meeting Thursday morning,
okay,
and we should address it at that point in time, if that's okay, and then get back with you on that, is that? okay
yeah,
with the
we
rest
can
of you
kind
guys?
of, because I'm pretty sure that's what Mike had always said.
It had
was
to
the
do with a
issue.
security issue, I
Yeah.
remember that,
Yeah,
so we gotta get around that somehow.
okay.
You remember that, Mark? Were you part of that discussion? Because I remember when they brought it up and when they took the phone out. So if we would be able to talk and discuss this Thursday morning, I think that would work out the best.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah,
and get back with you on that.
but,
Is that workable with
That
you?
meeting, do I need to be, you want me to come to that meeting Thursday morning?
That would be great.
that
really.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
What time does that start?
We start at 8:30, whatever works from your, yeah, it's up there. We have it in the IT meeting upstairs.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever works for you. We're usually there till about 11:30 to 12.
okay.
Where was that phone physically located?
In the office there, it's locked, the conference room.
Okay.
Usually the volume's turned off all the time except for those 2 weeks. Brad usually has it turned up when he's down there doing soil and water stuff for the county. He does a lot of conference calls on it, so.
But in the past down there, the way it had been done previously, I mean, there was routers all over the fairgrounds, and I mean, it was pretty much open season on our network down there. And so then to kind of control security, things just really,
Right.
we really pulled in the reins there.
Yeah.
So,
We have our own internet now.
oh, do you?
Yeah, with the IT guys. We just had problems last year.
Okay.
We just put Watch Communications got it all in, so.
Okay,
It's
good.
all a separate network, so.
Yeah,
So
what
that-
time would you like to come, Jason? 9 o'clock, be okay?
That's fine. Yeah,
Okay, let's set it down at 9 o'clock for Thursday morning then.
I'll be there.
Okay, very good.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks a lot, Jason.
All right, so the first thing I have today, the railing down on the bridge, the trail bridge, they've been working on, that railing is ready. The parts are basically there. They have given me a change order, and this is the one, that they've agreed to take care of. This is just an initial, it needs signed, so it's official.
That's the one just to raise the height.
Just to raise the height, that's all this one is, so. It ended up at $71,005.20. So,
But that's their baby.
it just needs signed.
Mark, do you need to look at that before I sign it?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
All right, and then the next thing,
Okay.
if it's all right if I go ahead. and-
Sure, go right ahead while Mark looks at that, and then we'll
Yeah.
address that when he's done.
And then the newspapers.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I don't believe last month, I brought one of these in. It apparently slipped my mind, but since we got our draw for June, for MVH and LRS, I'll just do both of them today. So for MVH in May, our draw was $279,506.55. $279,506.55. Now for MVH. The local road and street for May was $45,124.38. $45,124.38. June, the MVH, $281,390.85. $281,390.85. June, the LRS, $43,902.35. $43,902.35. And just saying, looking at the numbers compared to last year, once again, I feel I'm very pleased with what's coming in. Of course, last year though, this time we were starting to feel the effects from the event we went through last year with everything. So yes, this is good news. It's coming back. Looks a lot better.
It's a lot better than looking at the last 2 years, 19 and 20.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, we're $106,000 ahead year-to-date over the previous year for the MVH and $16,900 ahead on LRS.
Yep.
So that's a
Exactly.
good,
That's-
yeah.
To me, it's positive. It's not, it's not where it was years ago, but it's positive.
Right. Brad, when they were discussing the allocation, we go 50/50 on MVH restricted.
And MBH.
Yeah, they were talking maybe about changing that. They left it the same,
Yep,
didn't
it
they?
did not pass.
Yeah, okay. Okay, very good. Need a motion to approve the report that's been given to us for May and June?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. We go ahead and approve the Highway Department's report on MVH and LRS for May and June. Tony?
So the next thing we would like to bring up, we've been discussing equipment needs, equipment replacement, and those type of things. And we do budget every year. We have one line item that is for equipment for $150,000. And another, one of our accounts, we have another line item for $250,000. And we were made aware of some additional funding is still there in Fund 1229. And this is one of those one-time thing that would be really nice to replace quite a few pieces of equipment, like 4 pieces of equipment, so we could start to get on a better rotation, a better schedule, keep our equipment updated.
Suppliers. Sourcewell is a program that goes for non-for-profits, educational and governmental entities that they negotiate the prices on some of this stuff, and it gives us as a county a huge discount. Just for example here, yeah, the Sourcewell bid right here give us 41% discount off the price of a wheel loader. So, I mean, we have 3 bids there. I don't know if you guys want to entertain those today at all, but some of the other things that we're looking at purchasing a used bucket truck, which we've talked about that here a few times in the past, to help us not have to hire tree crew and keep our guys safer from standing in a bucket of a loader trying to trim a tree, or standing on the roof of an old ambulance that we use as a kind of equipment truck for that. We figure if we can find one of those at an auction or at a sale, we figure we could probably get one of those for somewhere around $30,000. One other thing is we have like a 1-ton dump truck that we use for pothole patching, winter mixing. Just a month ago, 2 months ago?
2 months ago.
2 months ago, I sent the guys out winter mixing. They come back and said, hey, we got a problem. We raised the bed up and it's flopping all over. The bed's about ready to fall off of that truck. It's completely rusted out, gone. We've been looking around online, somewhere around 60 to 65,000. I think we can get a new truck. A used truck of the same caliber is about 45 to 50,000. So, I mean, when you look at used over new on something like that, there's not a huge difference that way. So, I mean, I forgot to give you numbers on a loader. Like I said, I got 3 bids on that already, with John Deere being the best bid. And that came in at $180,600.
So basically what happens, and it sounds like we already went out and did all this. No, we didn't. Through Sourcewell, they've already done all that homework. So when we contact Sourcewell, they're the ones, once we talk to each dealer, so we could get 3 different dealers, Sourcewell's already set these prices through these dealers for what you're looking at. So we did not go out and look for bids. That's not what we did.
Yeah.
This is all provided through Sourcewell.
Explain Sourcewell. I don't know. Have we used them in the past?
That's kind of an interesting story, because that was quite a few months ago when we started thinking about different equipment. I'm not even sure how you found Sourcewell.
Well, I called McAllister's out of Fort Wayne, just to get an idea, hey, what kind of money range are we looking at for a new loader, used loader, trying to get some, just numbers to write down, so we kind of had something to shoot for, and they're like, well, are you a member of Sourcewell? And I was like, I don't know what that is, and I do not know. So he looked it up while I'm on the phone with him, he goes, yeah, you are, you want to use that, that is a huge discount. He gave me some contacts, I got information, and I've shared it with the commissioners, that information. What it is, it's basically a group of guys that have come together in a committee that are governmental funded for us, basically, for municipals, schools, non-for-profits. They go around and say, hey, if we can get everyone to buy, we'll just use the loader. If we can get everyone to buy this loader, what kind of deal can we get on it if we say we're gonna sell 50,000 of them this year? So they negotiate with the actual manufacturer, like with Caterpillar or John Deere or Cade. I mean, any of the major manufacturers are all members of this. As a county, it doesn't cost us anything, and we were already members of it. We actually had 2 accounts with them, one for the county highway and one for the surveyors. They also had their own account number. So, I mean, it's been there. It's just, as far as I can tell, it hasn't been utilized in many years or if at all.
Almost sounds better than that state program, is that the QPA?
The State Quality Purchase, or the Quantity Purchase Association is the other one that we've used. So we just need to make sure that the manner of getting quotes or getting bids, because it depends on the cost of materials or equipment, whether or not you get quotes or whether you get bids, make sure that it's following public purchase statute. And my guess is it has to be.
And I can forward it.
Send those to me, and that way I can ask the questions. And what about funding source for purchases? Do you have, I'm just looking under local road and street, you've got $250,000 budgeted for truck and equipment. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
And then the other line was.
Well, we got 2 different things.
Yeah, and then in the.
Special distribution.
Yeah, right.
Was that 1129?
1229.
1229?
We got 500 and some thousand, I think, in there.
It can only be used for highways and bridges and certain categories under that. Brad, is the dump truck that you're talking about, is that the same one that Paul's been talking about as a surveyor? Is that the same truck?
No.
So Paul's still going to need a dump truck also?
Yeah,
Okay.
and this may be a program that Paul needs to look at,
Right.
right?
Yes. Well, the one thing we did learn though is for equipment and that kind of stuff, those purchases Sourcewell, I don't know how to say it, works.
You get a way better discount on
Yeah.
equipment as you do opposed to a truck, just because a loader's a loader, and trucks are equipped differently, but it still does give you a substantial discount. It's not gonna probably be 41% like it is on a loader,
Right.
but it's gonna be substantial.
She asked if we do get permission to pursue that, these truck dealerships, they do know about Sourcewell.
And so do the equipment
Yeah.
outfitters that put the equipment on, they also do the same. So, I mean, it'll save us. Some things will save us a lot more and some will save us a little, but either way, we're saving.
So like
So,
these numbers
between
you
those-
gave us, that's without any discount.
No, the one
On the
is,
dump truck.
On the dump truck and the bucket truck and that stuff, those are just rough figures until we would actually get locked down, get bids back for like the dump truck and that stuff. It would be.
so basically, Mark, we got the money in those line items, we just need to approve them going forward. Like and I think we probably ought to take them separately, like the dump truck, giving them permission to go ahead and get it spec'd out and get quotes on it.
Yeah, as
Since
long
we got the money available in those line items.
as those line items can be used for equipment purchase. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna approach it from this standpoint, if it's all right, that we take, the dump truck by itself, the very first one that they had mentioned. He's got specs out, he would like to send out for quotes on that, right? So is there any questions on that?
Only thing, is this gonna interfere with if we need that money for the
fuel? That's,
No, with this additional, that 1229 fund,
that's what I was asking.
no, there's
There's still gonna be
There's
plenty
there's
left.
gonna be some, yes, there's plenty there. And like I said, this is an unusual circumstance. Normally, we're not gonna come and ask for this much at once, but the funding is there.
So it's just a matter of whether or not that we take the dump truck and the payloader, we can move that into that special distribution. There'd be plenty of money to cover that.
I think when it comes to the truck, you want to get your specs together and still on the truck. You know, we've always tried to get quotes from, you know, some local, you know, vendors. You know, there's always been Selking and there's been a couple of others and then
Yeah,
Sourcewell may be one of them. But that way you're, you know, promoting as much competition as you can and give everybody a chance to give us a bid and we'll look at the low bid, obviously.
That money's been in 1229 since 2016.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sat there as we were looking through it. Bree saw it and we investigated it and found out that it had those uses. Well, I had also let Tim know, but he's not here, so I guess Highway's getting it.
Well, I guess I'd make a motion to go ahead and have you spec out and get bids on the dump truck.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that we go ahead and approve you going forward with your specifications on that big dump truck. Okay, let's talk about the payloader. Mark, he's got apparently 3 quotes. All those quotes were from Sourcewell, right?
3 sources.
3 quotes from them. Does that satisfy the requirements?
That I don't know. I'm assuming that it does, but I hate to assume. So send me that information and we'll see.
Should we go ahead and just make a motion that you proceed getting further?
I'd say you just motion to investigate, you know, the use of that service is meeting, you know,
Okay, well, we
State
know
bidding
the
requirements for
payloader they
equipment.
got now, they can't get any more parts for, so it's pretty low. How old is that thing, Paul?
So 1997.
I think that's the
1997.
one you showed us when we were.
Yeah, that's the one he showed us. So is there any questions on that? What we want to do is make a motion to go ahead and have them further check out.
We'll send it to Mark.
Yeah, send it to Mark and then if those 3 quotes are good enough, we'll accept those. If they're not, we'll have to
Then
go out and
we'll-
get some more.
we may have to get some more, but I think your motion is to go ahead and pursue getting, you know,
Right.
whatever process, the legal process for getting quotes on a new payloader.
Okay, yeah. So I'll need a motion on that.
I make that motion also.
Okay, motion's been made, second, that we go ahead and give you the approval to progress with that on the payloader. Okay, let's talk about the used bucket truck. The big thing in my mind is a safety factor because you guys have been doing some acrobatic balancing, I'm sure, on top of the truck, trying to cut off a tree limb. Not very safety.
No.
And, you know, that's the other thing too, is you have long pole saw, an extended pole saw. And, you know, yeah, you can use that, but
You still-
standing on the ground.
Right.
But to try and do that from higher up, the way they've been doing it,
It's not a good idea.
no.
Well, you could always strap a ladder in a loader,
Yeah.
get you.
I mean, that's basically what, I mean, they got a
Concrete block.
Is there any safety courses that you need to take
And that
on
is
in
the
a
thing, once this,
bucket truck?
yes, once, if we are allowed to pursue this, that is one thing. We know we already have guys that, I'm not trying to be mean, there's certain guys that will be able to use this more easily or more safely. And yes, we are going to pursue, if we're allowed to do this, there's gonna be some training.
You need to have individuals who are certified operators for that piece of equipment that has taken the training. That's absolutely
We're
necessary.
not just gonna buy it, here, go use it.
Yep.
Well, and there's a good chance that when you're doing that, you're gonna be working around wires too.
Right.
Yeah,
And that'll be part of the training. I mean, that'll also be part of the training that would go with that. Not just operation of the machine, but also what the safety that way.
I operated a bucket truck for years and I had no safety training, about 10 minutes.
But hey, it sounds like we might have a safety trainer.
Yeah, there you go.
Just remember, we're self-insured on our workman's comp.
That's right.
Very
That's,
good.
that's why we're leaning towards this bucket truck.
That's right.
So, yeah, so
Yeah.
this is one of them too, you know, Mark, I've already asked Mark about this. This would be something, you know, we would go out and, you know,
Probably end up coming from an auction.
it'd probably come from an auction, maybe down here at Kuckerberg's, you know, they've got, usually have multiple there.
They do.
So, you know, so that there, if we were allowed to pursue this, that's how we would go after that.
If you go, Mark, if they go to an auction like that and they buy it, do we have so many days to pay that auction firm? I suppose we could probably work terms out with.
Just need to work those terms out in
Josh,
advance
if
with the
that would
with the
happen.
auction company, because you have
Okay.
to,
We need a motion to go ahead and allow them to pursue that unless there's further discussion on it.
So they want, up to 30?
They gave us 30 to 40,000 as a range, right?
Yes, when we started looking at these, you know, of course, it's gonna be used, but in the pricing of these, you get below 30, you're getting pretty old stuff. So if we would like, and that's another thing, how to, say this, you know, between 30 and 40, do we need to specifically state that?
when's the next equipment auction coming up?
I think it's coming up within a month.
Let me figure that out, and
Okay.
we can have the commissioners give you some give you some
Guidance.
guidance, or give you some parameters on how you can bid on that.
So your other option, you know, the way you've been doing it without the bucket truck is either having guys operate it out of
Unsafely.
standing and loaders or
Right. Any
Or
loaders are on top of it.
even subcontracting or whatever.
And, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, that is a safer option, but we could, the amount of times we would use that, you know, this could pay for.
What's it
itself.
cost us to subcontract?
We had some done just recently down on 1200 South where the piling's gonna go, and on 400 West, and what did they do, 15 trees?
15 or 20.
15 to 20 trees, and it was 30, I told you that day, it's 3,200. So, and safety has no price on it, but just if we could do this, you know, with that kind of stuff, it would help offset. And then also, it's one of them also, we have a storm blow through, trees go down, me having to call somebody in the middle of the night, some tree company, hey, can you guys come out? You know, we would have the availability. I could call my guys, we could come out and take care of it.
Bucket truck's a very versatile piece of equipment, and it would be nice for you guys to be able to do that. But
Even just building maintenance makes a difference. I mean, you can
you find out you use it a lot more than what you realize.
Yeah.
You could come and paint my barn.
That's what we used to use it for. And
Did you work for Breck or?
worked for Lamar and for Fred, and yeah, and then we did it ourselves. We rented bucket trucks and painted barns and stuff. We invented the drive-by shooting. Get up in the truck, turn on the sprayer, drive around the building.
Okay, any further discussion on this? What we want to do is have a motion to have them go ahead, work within parameters, Mark, that you would advise. Is
Yep.
that what we're talking about? Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that we go ahead and give you the guide or the permission to go ahead and proceed with that, subject to parameters that Mark and you guys work out.
Thank you.
It brings us to the 1-ton dump truck. Discussion on that.
So was your bed bad or the truck bad? I mean,
Bed.
if,
The
Um,
bed's
okay.
ready to fall off
Yeah,
of the
we-
truck,
we-
but
we-
the truck is in not good shape.
We need to clarify it too, yeah. 'Cause
so
when
it's
this
not like you
initially-
could remount the bed on a new,
No, we initially, when
chassis.
this initially happened, we started looking, the bumpers rusted out, the cab corners are rusted out. You know, the typical on a pickup, the doors, the cab corners, that's all rusted out. And to go out and spend the kind of money to get a new bed put on, that truck's we didn't feel it was worth it. and find a used bed, well, you're getting a used bed.
So that bed is, I guess what I'm getting at, it's not remountable to a new.
No, no, we actually discussed that option too, taking it to somebody that does steel work, and it's just, they would have to rebuild the whole underside of that bed. I mean, all the mounts, all the framing, and then you got a lot of money in a truck that's not worth it again.
Yeah.
What year is that truck? Do you recall?
13?
No, 10.
I think it was 10.
I think it's 10.
So that
11
truck also
years.
does the winter mixing, but then it also does the liquid pre-treat that we do on some of the main roads.
So that's probably corrosive right there.
Corrosive environment, exactly. Yes.
If nothing else, all this will keep our office busy with all the capital assets and depreciation.
There you
and
go. Yeah, add one more thing.
So-
Is that job security?
So if we did this as a new truck, you'd still have to get
We have a lot
bids.
of job security.
Yes.
Well, I'd make a motion to pursue bids on replacing the 1-ton dump truck.
On a new truck or a used?
Well,
You really don't want to go get somebody else's troubles if,
I guess I would lean towards a new truck for,
yeah, that's why I didn't know how your motion was made.
yeah, I guess I would make it towards a new truck.
I would second that.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded that we go ahead and give you the go ahead to pursue a 1-ton dump truck and get bids on that.
Thank you guys very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
The good thing is, this is money that was sitting there not being used, that now you're gonna be able to use for
We've got
things you
it,
need.
yeah, we've got it,
Hopefully
we got
it'll
it
get some
funded,
more
so,
caught up on a more of a
Rotation.
rotation
Right.
program to where we're not getting to the point where everything's falling apart before we get replaced.
yeah.
Well, and I
In
think
your
Lonnie
opinion,
kind of moved us in that direction a little
Yeah,
bit
he did.
too.
He
and-
started that.
Yeah, because I think he had a lot of equipment to replace.
He just wasn't fortunate enough to have that, or know about that at that point. Thank you very much. The only other things we got, we did start chip and seal Monday.
I've got to put in.
Started
Just put in.
on Winchester Road,
There we go. Almost his house, huh?
almost to your house, okay.
Yeah.
So we did that, started yesterday. Things went well. The cold storage building is now complete. The fence is done.
Good.
That building is done, the fence is done. It's good to go. You guys ever want to come down and see it, please just stop by and look at it, because it looks, what a difference that has made back there.
That's good. Well, thanks. Thank you.
Well,
for
and that's
doing
the other thing, is gonna keep equipment in better shape.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
It really looks odd when you look out in the back lot, there's no equipment in there.
Yeah,
That looks very
It's
odd.
really good.
So.
yeah.
And that
Okay.
also, that was another thing I was gonna say too, that will help with 4-H, because we really cleaned that up, there's a lot more space, so it won't be near as congested.
Okay, super.
Brad, I have a question for you, Mark, or whoever. Last week, you tentatively approved Judy excavating on the Bridge B106 work. When do you
There-
come back and make that non-tentative?
So that is another thing I probably should have brought up. So everything that is relying on funding 1100 South and Bridge 106 and the paving, we are still, the paperwork is started. We're just waiting for
Okay.
that paperwork to get done and find out, yes, we can release these.
Okay,
So I'm hoping here within a week.
I'm just curious.
I kind of am too.
Okay,
So, yes, hopefully here in a week or so, we'll find out about all that funding. And that's going to be released.
thank you.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, Rick.
I wish we could find a fund for the chiller that we could, like a special distribution.
ARP.
I think so.
I think.
so.
Yeah. Okay, Rick.
After all that, are you guys still really good?
Nope. No, we just, funds are cut off right now.
It's not Christmas in June.
I know they just got done, but, I want to thank the highway department. Last week I got with Brad in a hall over at Superior Court in the alleyway, right off the sidewalk coming out. There must have been some work done there that the county had done, and I don't know about it, but it was kind of sunken in, and we had an employee that tripped in it. Nobody was hurt, just kind of a toast over the I got with them last Tuesday, and it was either Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning it was done. They just had to patch it up there. I asked them, they fixed it. I appreciated it, so there should be no more toe stubbing going on in that issue.
Okay.
I want to thank the highway department. Other than some everyday issues around here, with pest control going on, we have some bat and toad and stuff going around here. There were some cooling issues going on over at the courthouse, circuit court, just needed some freon. That has been fixed. That was just this week also, so. Other than that, I don't have anything else unless you do.
Mark, do you have the information on we have 2 bids right now on 2 chillers.
That's correct.
And we were looking at what had to be done, possibly, do we have to get another bid?
Yes.
We
yeah.
do?
Yep, we gotta put it out for that kind of money, we gotta put it out to competitive bids.
Okay, so we need one more bid that Rick has to get.
Well, let me get with Rick and see, because I think what we have may be in the form of quotes instead of competitive sealed bids, so that's what we have to look at, because once you go over $150,000 in equipment, you gotta get sealed bids.
Okay, so basically I think we basically gave that go-ahead. Do we need to make an official motion now to
I think
proceed with this?
if you wanna have a motion to approve, putting the specifications out for sealed bid for 2 chillers, then you can do that, and then I'll need to get with Rick, and we'll need to get that out there.
I thought it was 1 chiller.
Well, you can do an alternate, you can put it out, so give us the price for 2 and give us the price for 1.
They're both 26 years old.
Okay.
The 2 that we had, 2 bids that we have right now, that we received, was quoted for 1
One.
or 2.
Right, but those are quotes, and so we would put it out for sealed bid. Yeah, it's just I checked the public purchasing statute again, and it's
Because we had
it's a mess.
from BTS, we had 143,656 for 1 chiller, or 241,615 for 2. So,
Control panels.
right,
Yeah.
and that was everything. And I think part of the difference in the increased price in just doing 1 chiller was like the crane cost and
Yeah, your
installation, right.
If you just put the 1 in and, I don't know, next summer or end of this year, the other one goes out, you would endure that crane cost. That's correct.
Yeah,
Okay, so you got the proper specifications that can be sent out to these 2 companies, plus we need 1 more. So we can get sealed bids back.
Well, but you also have to advertise for sealed bids, is the way it is. It's a different process, so we have to advertise.
Okay, you take care of that?
I'll get with Rick on that, and we'll figure out how it has to go out.
Okay, so we just need to, go ahead.
yeah, so there's nothing we can do here as far as an action to speed this up a little bit once he gets bids. I mean, he still has to come back and
Got to go through the proper channels.
bring bids back.
Yeah, so we
Well,
do
we
have
could
it.
get it out pretty quickly, but there's a time period
Yeah.
to get it back. It takes about at least 3 weeks.
Okay, so we need to, if we're gonna do it, we need to get it going. If you guys think it's okay, I mean, I need a motion to go ahead and proceed.
Should we do bids for 1 and 2 chillers both?
They're gonna do both. He's gonna
Okay.
give the specs out for both of them,
Gotcha.
for both alternatives, right?
Yeah. Give you an option, 1 or 2.
And we gotta ensure we have the software specifications for,
That's with the software
yeah,
too.
right.
I'll make the motion.
I actually did get another bid. It came in after our meeting, but it did not have the software.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. We go ahead and give you the approval to start getting the specs around so we can get them out, advertised, and get them back in. So I say Deadline should be as soon as we can possibly do it to fit it within the time frame.
Okay, I'll get
So like when you say 3 weeks, we have to advertise for 3 weeks?
2 week, publication 2 times, last publication 7 days prior to bid opening.
So we should get them about midwinter.
It can be done in 3 weeks.
Get the chillers.
Time we get the equipment, it probably will be, well,
In time to turn the boilers on.
yeah, the boilers will be, they'll go, I better not say that.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, yeah. Oh, gosh.
I'm glad it isn't winter and we gotta do this for the boilers.
Yeah.
If the boilers are bad, we need to start talking about it now.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Danielle. Good morning.
Oh, yeah, I have it right here, Rick. Yeah, I'll just have him sign it. I'll just have him do it right now.
I'm just here to report on
This is
May's
okay to sign, I'll just have him sign
monthly
it.
budget
That's
report.
without change order.
Go ahead, Danielle, I'm listening.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. So for May's monthly report, we billed $30,535 and we took back from funding and social security $28,000, $844.43. We currently have 25 residents, 14 male, 11 female, which leaves us 5 open female beds and 6 open male beds for emergency admissions.
Okay. I'll go ahead and sign this and send it to you so they can look at it before we actually approve the report.
You know? We usually get a copy for the audit.
Yeah. Danielle, did you keep a copy of that for your records?
Yes.
That would be the auditor's copy of that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions on that report?
Not on that report.
Okay, I need a motion to accept it.
So moved.
Motion's been made, seconded to go ahead and accept the Golden Meadows report for the month of May, almost in June. Can we get ahead of myself? Go ahead.
And then also just asking for approval to fill our full-time maintenance supervisor position.
Yep. He resigned very quickly, right?
Very, very quickly, yes.
Yeah, so I need a motion to go ahead and approve her. It's already budgeted. And,
Already budgeted.
yeah,
I'd make that motion.
the motion's made, second to go ahead and approve the hire of a full-time maintenance person. Very good. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay. Okay, Mark.
Oh. Danielle, do you need a copy?
No, that goes to the auditor.
Okay.
We had proposals due today for the shelter, and we have 2 proposals. First one is from Paws of Adams County, would like to take over the Adams County Animal Shelter contract. They're looking to purchase or lease a building, 1055 North US Highway 27 in Bern. Apparently it's 3,600 square foot building in a commercial zone between the Bank of Bern and the car wash on the north side of Bern. Their proposal for the animal shelter contract is $120,000 per year And then they have the alternate proposal to do the animal control, which would be to catch and pick up animals. It's $30,000 per year. And it looks, and then they have a number of in their proposal services that are included. So we'll make a copy of that and circulate that with the commissioners, so you can take a look at that. And we also have a proposal from Mike and Cindy Heiser, and they're located on Highway 27, just north of Monroe. I don't know if you're familiar with that location. It's just there on the west side of US 27. That's 1250 North US Highway 27. Very kind of a summary proposal, $45,000 a year. They would prefer to sign at least an 8-year contract. They're planning to put up a new building, so that's why they would like to have a longer contract to recover the cost of the new building. So either of these proposals, you can speak with the vendors and negotiate and see, you know, I think you got to dig into both of them and see what else is included, trying to compare them, but those are the two proposals that you have now. So I'll make copies of these and give them to the commissioners at this point in time. Just need to take them under advisement, and we can review them. I think, Stan, you wanted to get a meeting set up with
Yeah, I've asked for a meeting of the animal task force next Tuesday.
okay.
So if it's okay with you guys, if we'd have an opportunity to look at these and discuss them at that time, I don't know if that'd be okay with you guys or what you'd like to do, unless you want to act on them today, but I guess I've got, in addition to these proposals, I've got some other interest also that had some questions on the specs, and so I guess I'd just like that opportunity for that discussion. I don't know, you think that'd be appropriate?
I think since you formed that group, I think you need to have meet with them next week and review
They need
the,
to be the ones that look at, be sure those meet specifications, right?
right, but you want to make sure, you know, review the pros and cons of each proposal.
Right,
Obviously,
right.
one is a lot more money than the other, but there's more services included in the more expensive proposal. And so you need to review those.
There was a legal notice that was sent out that actually said bids could be until the end of the day today. Even though the cover letter we sent out said 10 a.m.
The end of today.
So there could still be some today. My question to Mark, Stan, on what you said, if somebody had questions on the certifications and did not submit a bid before the end of the day, can they then later be considered after the questions
These
are
are,
answered?
yeah, these are proposals, requests for services, so you can
Okay.
consider that. You know, if you had an advertisement that said end of the day, you take these under advisement. If you have another one come in before the end of the day, we make a copy of that, provide that to the group, review it, and then come back probably to the commissioners next week, possibly with a recommendation. We'll see. You do have an offer from the Allen County shelter up there that said they would provide, you know, offer services in the interim. And so I will contact them this week and make sure that we know specifically how much that would cost and what all that involves. That would involve us transporting animals up there on an interim basis. And so we'd have to discuss that. The way your collection is set up now with Chad Sprunger, then you pay mileage. So he would just have, you'd have more in mileage taking them to Allen County in the interim.
You know, it makes me wonder, I had set up that meeting for next Tuesday evening. Would it be better to have it on a Monday evening so we could report to the commissioners next Tuesday?
Possibly.
Would
Let's
that be
do that, or
better?
we can give them 2 weeks.
Well, you may want to reach out to both these contractors and meet with them.
Yeah,
I think maybe just 1 week would be a little bit too short to get this accomplished.
It's quite a bit to
Yeah, so
discuss.
basically, we need a motion to table this.
Yeah, just take these under advisement.
I should say.
Yep.
Yeah, better terminology. and then allow you guys, your task force, to go over the stuff, have your meetings, come up with recommendation.
Yeah, because in the temporary, solution to continue to provide services,
Allen County.
if we can use Allen County and if Chad will continue to catch, then, that would kind of help us continue, on a temporary basis.
Okay, so we need a motion to take it under advisement, and hopefully we can get something back from a recommendation within a couple weeks.
I'd make that motion.
Second it.
Okay, motion's been made, second to go ahead and take the animal shelter under advisement,
Okay,
and we'll proceed then from that point.
yeah, and you've also obviously got to consider budget and where's the money coming from? You've got the money budgeted, well, no, you don't even have
Well, we
enough.
put money in for the animal shelter. We
But-
put, budgeted,
That's for 2022.
that's for 2022. That
You
is
don't have
correct.
enough money budgeted for the rest of
We would only
2021.
have, what, about half left? Because they're discontinuing at 6:30, right?
Mhm.
So we got about, what, 20,000 left in that line item, Tony? Possibly?
Right, well, you would still have to, either way, I think you're gonna have to go to council for an additional to finish out the year. Even if, now if you've got other cities and towns to come on board and help share in the cost, that may help, but you're still gonna have most likely a need for an additional appropriation.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I will meet with these two people, or I don't know whether to have the committee meet with them, or if you want to be involved in whatever, discuss those proposals, and then we'll have our meeting with the full task force next Tuesday, and plan on reporting back to commissioners in 2 weeks. Would that be?
Yeah, hopefully you can do that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll shoot for that.
All right,
Okay. Anything else, Mark?
nope, that's all I got.
Okay, anything public? Nothing? I'll take a motion then to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, second, and we are adjourned.